Now, the absolute worst advice that you'd ever get in your entire career is shoot to edit. And this is why I say so. Hi, my name is Victor Chimwala and welcome back to this week's video. Today I'll be getting into some of the reasons why you shouldn't listen to certain advice that has been out there in the system for quite some time, based on a lot of famous photographers and video makers, more especially as a beginner. And today I'm focusing on the phrase which is shoot to edit. Now, shoot to edit has been in the industry for close to 5 years. It was literally propagated by a lot of people, coming from Casey Neistat to Peter McKinnon to everyone that you can think of. And the problem with this advice, more especially as a beginner photographer, is it assumes that you know how to do certain things in post that you can't do in your camera. Now, for a beginner photography, the problem with that is that since you're a beginner, there's so many things that you can probably learn that all these people know about. Now, shoot to edit assumes that you can simply go into Lightroom or Photoshop and be able to pull a miracle. Now, this is something that people learn over time. So as a beginner photographer, this is about the worst advice because it's something that you don't have that skill set yet. As a beginner photographer, the main thing that you're trying to do is you're trying to build your portfolio. At the same time, you're trying to build what it is that you know. So your knowledge base is still a bit limited. And as a result, when someone tells you shoot to edit, it's almost as though they're putting you in a situation where you're going to have to spend more hours in editing. And that's another thing. As a person who's been established as a video maker or as an editor, you'll be able to do some of the things that were complicated at the beginning very fast. Now, as a beginner, it means you now have to first learn how to do the particular skill and then try to attempt to do what it is that you're thinking, and then probably fail a couple of times, redo it, and you don't have this fast workflow in terms of what it is that you're bringing out. So shooting to edit isn't about the best thing that you have to do. So you need to do these things as much as possible in camera. So some of the things that you probably want to concentrate on when you're doing your shoots, and this is something that is going to help improve your picture and video quality, which is literally just concentrate on your lighting whilst you're actually shooting. So that means be it the way your shadows are placed, be it your brightness, make sure everything is set in camera. So in camera settings are about the best thing that you can do, and then post is just for those little minor tweaks that you really just need to get out of the way. The other thing that you have to concentrate on is your color. Now, if it's possible for you to edit your color, that means your white balance, or even just doing a little LUT in your camera, so that by the time that you're done shooting, you're done with everything. This is the best approach, meaning even if you're playing around with your lights, meaning you're going to be doing a little teal and orange in camera before you go into post, it's going to be so much better than what you're going to do in post. Of course, if you're a person who's been editing for quite some time, you might be able to achieve something that's similar, but it's still not just as genuine. So the other thing that you'd want to concentrate on in camera is your composition. Now, composition, in this case, I'm talking about your framing. If there is something that you want to remove out of the frame, do it in camera, because what it is that you're going to achieve with your lens versus what you're going to do in post is probably going to compromise on your quality. And this is what I mean. In Lightroom, if you zoom in to a particular thing, or let's just say if you crop out a particular section, if you hit the information tab, you're going to find that it's going to show you the size of the frame. Now, the problem with this is that the more you crop out, the more details you're losing. In other words, you're allowing that entire image to be maximized, meaning you're getting a less pixel quality for the image that you're doing. So instead of cropping something out in post, what you'd like to do is concentrate on it in camera. So in camera, if you can get rid of that particular person or the photobomb, it doesn't quite do anything wrong if you shout at a person and literally say, please photobomb, move out of the way. That's about the best thing that you can do, because framing things in camera is the best way to preserve your quality. So as much as possible, avoid cropping. Then the last thing that you should probably learn from me is do not try to fix your sound in post. If possible, whilst you're recording your film, or be it that you're recording a particular series, you're recording something that requires live audio, monitor your audio. Right after you go through the entire thing, do clips by clips and just try to listen for those particular noises that are in there, because at certain times there's a scream or a siren or just something random that's in your video that you really didn't want to feature in it. And the best place that you can get rid of that is on set, as opposed to trying to do that in post, because post is then going to bring in this noise reduction kind of weird magnetic sound that comes to your videos. So avoid that as much as possible. So if you can, maybe get a lapel mic or get a boom mic and just get the perfect sound quality, and this is going to help your videos increase in their production quality. Now, your production quality is something that's going to help you sell your videos, because the more clean, the more perfect, the better they look, the better it's going to be for all your customers, be it even for your fans if you're a public figure. So please pay attention to these few things, and as much as possible, maybe until you get to a point where you understand the software a bit more, that's when you can try to do certain things in post. Now, if there are any other things that you think should not be corrected in post, please leave them down in the comments below. And if you haven't done so at this particular moment, like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one. Thank you so much, and peace out.